There we go. Woo! Better late than never. What is happening with the Wi-Fi?
What?
There's
a man on there into the music scene, showing lots of love.
Is it raining by you?
For the community, with great advice, I know who I should go see. So all around town radio
show.
That's where I go for the latest band info. So
show.
Music that comforts my soul.
Oh, yeah.
It's the all around
town radio.
It's the Ceris and Hall Around Town radio show today. Welcome, everybody. How you doing, Ceris?
I'm good. How are you?
Oh, I am just peachy.
Yeah.
Peachy, yeah. What's going on this wonderful Tuesday? Anything in your world?
Man, it finally rained.
Yeah, thank goodness.
Which is nice because I had planted all of these trees at my new house and I was waiting for that rain.
We need the rain. We need a lot more of it. We
need a lot more of it. Hi, everybody. Hi, Ed, Roger, Kareem, Erica, Mario. Oh, you made it, Mario. Rob, Melody.
Ed says, welcome to a beautiful Tuesday. Thank you, Ed. You're so nice.
Every day is a beautiful day when you wake up.
Thank goodness. Bill Marks in the house.
Bill Marks.
Hello. Ditch is here. Bob Klein has joined the party.
Bob Klein. No, you can't. My dogs are trying to eat my food.
I've never seen the world so happy for rain in all my life. People are all like, yeah, it's rain. What are we eating today on the show?
Cucumber.
Such great timing you have on all this. Allow me to munch in front of you all who are starving like me. But I don't look like I've missed any meals, so I'll be all right. Thank you, Mark Robinson. Oh, wow.
Look at this. A couple people that are helping out with the Women Who Rock about Megan Miller. She's going to be singing. Tim, he's making God, again, English. Why can't I ever remember words? What are you making, Tim?
Hi, Tim. Drumhead?
Yeah.
Drumhead. Thank you, Tim.
Drumheads and stuff. TJ.
Wiki. TJ. How are you, buddy?
You should start sending me random snacks to eat in the show because I will.
That'd be fun.
Snacking.
We could like taste test snacks. Wouldn't that be fun?
Yeah.
Are you hearing static? Are you hearing static at all?
I'm not hearing static. I'm hearing my dog.
Okay. All right. Well, I'm hearing static. So let me see if it's on my end here. It must be static. I don't know. Quit munching in my face, though. What were you doing? Does anyone know what she's doing?
Being rude.
There. Go right ahead. It's so pleasant. It is. So pleasant. Yes, random snacks, Kareem says. Yes, we could do like snack reviews on the show. Yeah. Like opening a box of something where we could open a bag of snacks and say, here they are. Jim McCarthy, how are you, buddy?
This close up.
Mary Lou, thank you. How are you, Mary Lou? Mary Lou.
Oh.
Rebecca. Hi, Rebecca.
Yo, get me off of this close up.
No static at all. Oh, sorry. I was doing a little FM. Yes, all right. Thank you, Ed Sawicki. It's in my ears, and it's a loose cable or something here on the old in-ears. That's what's shaking. I've troubleshot it already. Hey, Ceris, what are we talking about today?
I don't know, man. What are we going to talk about?
So rehearsed. We're always so rehearsed, aren't we?
Well, I ran out of ideas. I had ideas for the last 2 weeks.
I know. And mine was pretty crappy today, so we're not doing
I
it.
have an idea, but I mean, we've discussed it.
Oh my gosh, yes, we have. We have. Let's see what the audience wants us to talk about today.
What do you guys want to talk about?
No politics, no religion.
Yeah, no politics, no religion.
Leave that out.
You know what's, well, yeah.
Let's talk about dogs. You want to?
I could talk for hours about dogs. I'm pretty certain if I was ever kidnapped, they would send me back because I would just keep talking about my dogs.
Well, hey, I got an interesting question. Maybe we could hit on it for a minute until we see if anyone has a
Kareem says,
big list. What's he got?
Kareem says, when you are in a band and a bandmate trashes one to you in private, what are you obligated to do?
Ooh, that sounds like interpersonal relationship talk. Interesting. Ed wants to talk about life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. Or the happiness of pursuit or trivial pursuit or something. Hi, Dale Robinson. Dale Wu is in the house. How are you, Dale? Thanks for being here.
Castration.
Castration.
That's the correct answer. Yeah.
Oh, yes. Well, first of all, Kareem, on your topic, bandmates shouldn't be trashing other bandmates to each other. I mean, if you got a problem, it needs to come out like right now in a band meeting. That's my opinion. It's hard to do. Sometimes people get their little panties in a wad and all that stuff.
I mean, what if a bandmate is a dumbass, like a jackass?
Well, then you have them in for an intervention. We've had a show about that.
Right. And let's just say, okay, so what if we have his intervention and he still doesn't change?
So you fire him,
Okay.
unless he owns the band, and then you leave the band.
Yeah, I guess so. I guess there's your answer.
Is that is about as simple as it gets? But what do you do with a dumbass?
No.
I mean, sometimes people are just that way.
Yeah, I know. Catastrophe that shut down U entertainment houses. Rail tanker shuts down crimers. What?
Yeah, there was a leaky rail tanker today down near the river, and apparently crimers had to shut down because of the styrene leak that was coming from the chemical.
Yes, in Cleves and all
Yes.
that, right?
Yes.
That sucks.
Yeah, Chris Reese, let's do that at the end. Let's do the best rain songs at the end. That'll be fun. People can drop in their comments.
What about a song that we can just change? Like, I don't know why, but as soon as he said rain songs, you know the song Lean on Me?
Yes.
I changed it to Rain on Me.
Oh my God. This show's going to hell in the first 3 minutes today.
I don't think so.
It is. It
I don't
is.
think so.
It is.
I make you bet
It is.
everybody wants to hear me sing a song about rain.
Well, I think honestly, the Kareem topic is a good one there about that happens in every aspect of life, though. Even in personal, like friend groups, you see people, they have little snippy comments to make about somebody else in the friend group or whatever, and want to bait you sometimes to say that. And what I've found is if you engage in those conversations, typically that gets back to the person you were talking about, and then they think it's you, not the person who really was trashing them. So it's a good way to
Sounds like so much
shift
drama.
blame. I don't want any drama today. I did a great event over the weekend. You were there.
I was.
That had to do with mental health awareness, and a very important subject in our country is mental health awareness, and making sure that we take care of those who are having issues, and that they know they have someone to turn to. And that was good. And I had an interesting message come up. How do you choose the bands for a festival, which came out of that? Because somebody was a little miffed that I didn't ask them to be in it. Well, I wasn't the guy who picked the bands. So there. So take that and put it in your little pipe and smoke it.
Can we?
Everybody thinks they're entitled to something. And Casey Gomez picked the bands. That was his job. He's the music director of that event.
Can
Leave it be.
all stop acting like little bitches and blaming everybody because you didn't get your freaking cookie today? Y'all need to shut the F up. If you didn't get invited, you didn't get invited. There's a reason why you didn't get invited. Even if Scott Hall was doing the picking, but he wasn't.
No. And, I help with one festival where I have a little input into picking people, but again, at the end of the day, it's the festival promoters who put the festival on, and I was just talking head. And frankly, they had an awesome lineup. So I'm never gonna. I mean, they had the most wonderful lineup of people. And you know what was cool about it, Karis?
You deserve a cookie, Ed.
I'm going to get on a roll here. What was cool about it was every one of those musicians who came in. Should I say everyone? I'll just lump it all together and say everyone that came in. Nobody had an ego. Everybody got on the stage on time. Nobody was late. They all took pride in what they were doing. And at the end of the day, they were all loving and caring and getting along. So it doesn't get much better than that when you put together that many bands and that many fluid players and everything like that. And, it worked. Nobody got in the shit of the sound people. Everybody was nice. If there was a problem, it just got fixed.
I can almost guarantee you, and that's wonderful news, but I'm going to go back on these little baby bitches. I can almost guarantee you that none of the bands that played would have ever reached out and felt so entitled that they thought that why didn't you book me? Like act like a little bitch. I guarantee you.
Never.
None of those bands would ever do that.
Never.
Ever.
And that's what the minute I get any message such as that, and
cookies, Rick.
Read between the lines because you read between the lines on messages, and sometimes maybe I read too much into it, but I will tell you I'm usually right. And when it comes to that, and people are just being bitches. They are just like, I wanted to be on that stage and I would have killed it. I don't care if you're the freaking Rolling Stones, man. You weren't picked to be on.
Chose the lineup and it was an epic lineup. It was beautiful.
Yeah. So, and how do you choose?
So shut up.
How do you choose women who rock? That's another one.
Well, yeah, it's a tough one, and that's why we got to switch it up every year. Whoever supports the bar and and other musicians get picked to play.
Ed wants a participation trophy. No, thank you, Ed. I want one of those today too. I don't have one in my studio. I don't think. No.
You know what?
I have a bobblehead. Does that count? What are you getting at, Karis? I see you reading.
Here, Casey, you did a great job picking those bands, by the way.
Yeah, no, Casey, don't get uptight. No big deal. Just somebody asked why they weren't on that bill, and I explained to them, first of all, I didn't pick the bill. And secondly, you picked a great bill of musicians.
Great bill. Phenomenal.
No, so get over it. Get over it.
Talking about mental health, Lee Dixon, I don't want to harp on that, but that must have been really tough to see Seven leave. Did you see that, Scott?
I did. I talked to him today.
Oh, is he okay? We won't
as well as he can be. It's private matter, and I don't want to get into it deep.
Well, I don't want to get into it either. I'm just saying.
Obviously, there are things going on that he needs to take care of in his life, and certainly that comes first. And like Lee said, it's tough to swallow. It is when things like that happen. But as we did over the weekend, that event, I mean.
That's why I'm saying
so many people came up and said thank you to the folks running that show and appreciate it because they're making people aware of the mental health crisis and issues in the country, and especially with our veterans. That went on. That got talked about quite a bit, and there was an American Legion who gave a big check, and part of that is because they realized that each day 17 veterans across our country, or 22, I think the number's up to 22. Now, take their lives.
22.
And that is awful. That is just unacceptable. And, it's something that we all need to work on. And that's just my personal opinion. You can agree or disagree. I don't care. But, so, how do you pick a list of people to run your festival or event? I mean, that's a tough one. And somebody always gets a little hurt or whatever, and it's the same way I feel like you need to scratch somebody's back if they've scratched yours a little bit. And I'm sure Casey had people he loved that he had up there. I mean, I met a new young lady that played that day, Maria Corelli, who was awesome, that Casey knew. I'd never met her in my life. She was a fantastic performer, and he knew her and had brought her to the stage. And, it's cool to see that happen. It's not the same groups every week. Sorry, folks.
Yeah, that's Casey. We were just saying that everyone there was no ego. It was just really beautiful. It was just beautiful. was music. It was
And
beautiful. You did a really
Karis,
good job.
the Faded Cow food truck was there, and you were a part of this event. You walked around, you came back, talked to us quite a bit. It was really neat to see that family of folks there putting that on too. You know, that's a tight group of people who really work for a common cause, and I think that's fun. And that happens all across our country with festivals and events that are especially their fundraisers. But when you're not picked, first of all, maybe you should realize if you're not on the radar to be picked for an event or a festival, or you're not doing your job of getting your name in there. And if you want to offer to play at a fundraiser or festival, then you know these people are doing them well in advance. Pop your name in. If you don't get it this year, maybe they'll consider you next year. It's never anything personal. And that's what people need to realize. It's really not a personal issue. So there. That's my soapbox on that topic. Anybody have a good topic to talk about today? Because I want to be a little more positive than that. What's Chris Reese got? You getting a text?
I am. It's Vanessa. I just have to address something.
Okay. Well, tell Vanessa hi. We're live, and she is a wonderful person. Chris Reese says mental health is health, period. If you have heart problems, you ask for help. Amen. Yeah. And unfortunately, people really are afraid to ask for help and reach out, and that's when it ends up in tragedy. And that's the bad part, I think, about it. And wish more people would step forward. And Kareem says, if a musician is genuinely being respectful and asking a promoter why, it was far from respectful, Kareem, or I wouldn't have even brought it
There's
up.
a difference. Yeah, if it was respectful, nobody would be saying anything.
Why would you say I should have been on that bill? I would have killed it. Like I said, so would the Rolling Stones, but they weren't on it, you know?
Well, they probably were a little too expensive.
Yeah. Amen to that. But yeah, it's interesting. What do we got? Thank you, Kevin. You hit it on the head with an abundance of ego. It was, so we'll leave it alone. But they know who they are. They're probably watching. So thanks for being a dick. How's that? Did I say that? All right. What do you got, Karis? Come on. You're eating. You're not talking. I need you to talk.
I was talking.
Stop eating and talk.
Dude, you talk shit. Come on.
I'm zooming in on you again. How's that?
Why don't you talk?
I am. I've talked. I've said a lot.
God's sakes. Why don't we just spend the whole episode just bitching then? You telling me what I'm not doing.
Damn. Phew. There, you're back. Let's see what Melody has to say.
I just sang that to the Golden Girls theme tune.
Oh, wow.
That would be
Thank you
funny.
for being a
Dick.
Thanks.
What's your topic, Cream?
Go ahead, Kareem. I'm waiting patiently here because we've run out of stuff to talk about. We have great viewers on this show. We have lots of people who watch, and we ask you every week, please send us something. Please, we beg you. Please send us something because our brains are fried. They are. What do we got? Kareem, here it is. There it is. When do you as a musician have to make a decision on whether you're better off as a cover artist or an original music? Well, I can make that decision for you locally right now. But what do y'all think about that one? When do you have to make that decision? Because I mean, everybody's a cover artist until they become a star, aren't they?
Yeah.
Don't you? I mean, you know, Alabama was playing a little bar in, Myrtle Beach, South Carolina, until they were discovered and became their own, and they were playing their songs and cover songs. So yeah, I don't know, and that's just one example, but everybody's been there. Lainey Wilson, it's a country music rising star and superstar now, was a nobody till she was on Yellowstone, roughly. Where are we at? What are you reading?
Casey Gomez.
Oh, I'll pop it up there. And Casey, you hit it on the head with the lineup, man. Don't ever think you didn't. It was awesome and outstanding. And it just, sometimes I have to explain to people when I'm an MC, I'm not necessarily running the show. And I had to do that today. Mm-hmm. What else you reading?
I'm reading them all. Yeah, I mean,
Okay.
we switch up women helping women. We try to include people, and we would never mention names that perhaps have used women helping women, and they want to be a part of it. We try to bring in new artists like this. I think this year we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 new artists like that have yet to be on Women Helping Women are doing it. We haven't even introduced the men yet either. But I think it's important to switch it up. It's important to go, give everybody an opportunity, but also that fits what you're doing. And who wants to be a part of it?
I'm reading some of this about that we're responding to Kareem's question about when do you know when to go originals versus covers. That's interesting. Some people saying follow your passion. Bob Klein says as soon as you rely on playing to pay bills. Okay. And MC Hammer, thanks.
Offering his time for helping people, by the way. It is what he does.
Yeah. I always and often tell people that Chris Reese is available if they're struggling in the music business about things mentally and such, and he would be a great guy to talk to. Because he is, that's what he does professionally, and he has a good perspective on a lot of that. So, Dirk Turner says, "Think the event was a great thing." It was a great thing, Dirk. And this was my first year actually working the event. I was at it last year, but I can tell you it was my first year working it, and I was wowed by the people there and their passion for it. It's just a great bunch of people. Thank you, Johnny Fink. So, talking about when do you know, I would like to hear from some of our musicians on that a little deeper. When do you know it's time to separate from being a cover band to becoming an original band and maybe touring or traveling?
How easy is it to begin touring and traveling? It's not really that easy.
No.
So I guess until you can figure out a way to get that going and you're trying to make a living by playing music, then you know.
So a whole lot of touring people that tour around the country and play these little venues all over the place and, hoping to sell a CD or hoping to sell a T-shirt and that kind of, it's a hard life.
Mm-hmm.
It is. It's difficult.
There's a lot of artists, though, national touring artists that won't book cover bands to open for them, though.
Yeah, I know. Which is interesting.
It is interesting.
But I also love how it's funny because I've sent some EPKs up the line to people like national touring artists for local bands, and I've said, hey, this would be a good fit to open for you or whatever. And they watch the video or somebody, and even I know for a fact that like you've seen JJ Gray, he saw one of Casey Gomez's videos on the bus one day. Somebody played it for him and all that. But they tend to be, and I'm not talking about JJ here, but I'm talking about some of these artists I think tend to be real timid on who they put on before them because they might show them up.
Well, I think that's the thing.
I think they're intimidated by some of the local talent that they see, and they're like, "Ooh."
But I think the majority of them, I tried to book a band that had actually played my venue before, and I was going to try to rebook her, but she had a new rule that no cover bands could open for her. And I was like, well, what about a band that does both? I mean, they're still, they're local. They're still trying. They're,
mm-hmm.
you got to start somewhere, I think you didn't, I'm sure you've played a couple cover songs in your life. And they said, yeah, we have, but this is just what I said, I get it. But what if everybody said no to you? I mean, I just thought that was really freaking snotty. And she's great at what she does, but
Yeah, that's interesting. Johnny, I couldn't agree more there. That I would, if I were a national touring act and I got a video of you guys and Gina singing, I would say, "Oh, this girl blows the roof off the place with her vocal ability," and that could be tough. So yeah, I can see where they'd turn you down for that. I mean, because they're intimidated by that, and especially some of the national touring folks who are off the big time charts and they're coming down and they're just touring with local or playing with local acts and such. Casey says, matter of being able to be creative. Casey, you've got some great original songs, by the way, and I know that many of those you wrote years ago are definitely from the heart and soul and from a lot of pain in your life and things like that. So I think a good mixture of that is not a problem if people know and are aware of that coming in. However, we've had on the show numerous times about bands playing originals and how many people get up and leave when that happens. And it's sad because people want to hear cover songs. I mean, when they're out and partying and having fun, that's just kind of where it is, unless you go to a specific club that features artists that bring their originals in. It's a really two-edged sword there. It's tough. And Casey played in many cover bands, said never felt fulfilled creatively playing other artists' music. That's a good comment. Thank you. What else we got here?
Comment, Mason.
Yeah, what I've noticed lately, Jim, is some new artists that are national touring artists who are throwing in cover songs, big popular cover songs in the middle of their set. Yeah, because they know that if they play all their stuff, unless they're a huge artist, that they play all their originals, sometimes people get a little bored with that.
I also think some original artists like to cover certain songs. I don't think there's anything wrong with that.
No.
You're paying
You're right, Megan.
To other artists and that you respect and love. There's nothing wrong with that. I really can't stand when people put down people that play covers. I think it's really tacky.
There would be no music business locally if it weren't for cover bands, folks. I mean, there would not be. I will say it. People will hate me for it, but the amount of bands that want to go out and just play their originals and sit in a club and do that are not going to have the draw. People go out to hear music they love to hear, dance to, get excited about, and all that. And if they don't know your songs, it could be the greatest song ever written. Don't you think? I mean, they're just going to say, okay.
I don't think there's, I think it's really shitty when a person's like, I'm not going to play covers. Well, why not? You're not the first person that's ever played music before. You were inspired by other people's music. Play tribute to those songs. Make it your own. That's fine. But don't be a snob. Don't be disrespectful and not play these covers because you think, I mean,
Thank you, Mason, for that comment. And by the way, Ceris, have you seen the video? It's called Downstream video in Hamilton that they've been putting together, the one that CFG did. Have you seen it yet?
No.
Oh, you got to watch it. Look for it on the internet. It's like episode 9 of Downstream. And it to me is like sitting in somebody's living room, listening to these guys play and all that. It's so cool. And the guys from River's Edge that put that together are wonderful people too. So you need to check that out if you can. And and Ed, thank you, Ed. I love that. When an artist is up on stage and they take a cover song and they make it their own, it's so much fun and people still relate to the song. I mean, it's like them doing the Commodore's Easy. It's a totally different rendition of that song than what I'm used to hearing, but I love it. I do. I think it's fun. And Kareem, that's a question. I don't know if we can get it answered. I mean, I don't. I think it's a great question, but it's a personal preference when you decide you want to steer away from being a cover band and head into the original world. It's a lot less opportunities, though. Are you leaving again? Hello.
I have 5 dogs. Just shut up.
Well, you're in a mood today.
Because you're being rude, dude.
You're in a mood today. Yeah, Heart often covers Led Zeppelin. Thank you, Ed. Johnny Fink says the key is to make a cover your own. Thank you for that. Yes, again, I agree. Art respects art, egos don't. Thank you, Mason. Bill says they'll be opening for Johnny Fink after Memphis next year. Let's hope so. Let's hope so. And Megan says national touring acts play cover. Yeah, we've been saying that too. I think that that does happen quite a bit now. You hear it more and more now. I mean, absolutely more and more now than we used to hear it. And it's amazing the amount of national acts that are playing somebody else's tune out there and doing their own little version of it or whatever. It's fun. What's Coop got to say? By the way, I saw the Hanky Panks. Was it Friday night? They were having so much fun. Their all request set is amazing. It is. I'm reading. Are you reading?
I'm reading it too.
All right. You got anything else?
Nope.
You're done? Thank you, Ed. Well, that's a wrap. Thanks, everybody. We appreciate you being here on a Hot Topic Tuesday today. We'll be with you tomorrow, Wednesday, with the band. I'll have Chris Reynolds on. He's going to be on talking about a project he's got going on this weekend, and you'll get a chance to talk to him. And then on Thursday, we have who's playing out.
Name the best rain songs. Go, guys. Yeah, name the best rain songs. Let's do it.
All right, we're waiting.
Jim, I feel like when you type things, you do everything backwards. That or this.
This or that. That or this. You can get with this.
No
or you can
Rain
get
by
with that.
Blind Melon was a great song. Purple Rain as well. Yes.
That's a good one.
I mean, I got to remember some.
Jim did one with, it's a little play on words, but Love Rain on Me.
The rain have years. Blame it on the rain. Yeah, I like that one.
Let's Milli Vanilli it.
Rain
What
song by
else?
Led Zeppelin. Yeah.
That's a good one. Here comes the rain. Raindrops keep falling on my head. That's one.
Yeah.
Love a rainy night. Thank you, Casey. Little
Man, I can't think of any. My brain is blocked.
It's Raining Men. Hallelujah. Rain by Kiss.
Oh,
there you
November
go.
Rain. I loved that song. I love that song.
That's a monster ballad there. It is.
That's such a good one. Yep.
What else? Any other rain songs? We're doing rain dances.
Rainy night.
All
All
the
the
raindrops.
raindrops, the lemon drops and gumdrops.
Rainy night in Georgia. Ed's digging deep. He went deep into the closet for that one. Kentucky Rain. We do a little Elvis there. Yes. Here comes the rain again. Look at all these rain songs pouring in today. See how I said that? Pouring in. Pouring.
No rain. Yep. Rain in the summer of an alarm. Raindrops keep falling on my head.
Rain, rain, go away.
Let it rain clapped him. Man,
Wow.
I didn't think there were this many, guys.
Oh, there's tons. Tons. Umbrella. Thank you.
Itsy bitsy spider went up the water spout.
God.
Down came the rain and washed the spider out. Africa. Hard rain's gonna fall.
The rain's down in Africa. Thank you, Bill. Have you ever seen the rain? Anybody said that one yet? Nope.
I love Martin Sexton.
Blue Eyes Crying in the Rain. That's a good one.
Can you stand
Singing
it?
in the Rain.
You guys just Googling this, or did you all have this already?
They're all over it.
I'm going to Google it so I can feel like I'm joining in.
Okay. Well, we got a couple more minutes.
Let me see.
Chris Reese says no Google. Thank you, Chris.
Whatever, I'm doing it. Fire and rain.
I've seen fire and I've seen rain.
A hard rain's gonna fall.
Interesting.
Why does it always rain on me? I wish it would rain. Kentucky rain. Thunderstruck, does that count? Why not? Anything counts.
Huh. Interesting.
Riders on the Storm. That's a good song, Chris. I love that song.
Let's go country. We can talk about Luke Combs. When it rains, it pours.
I can tell you about women helping women. We actually have a show dedicated to that, but I can tell you a little bit about it right now if you want. Casey, you're a part of it, aren't you? This year? I would assume so. Women Helping Women on October 13th. Going to kick off probably around 3 p.m. Sorry, one of my dogs is not doing well. It's going to be an excellent one. We've got a whole bunch of sponsors. We've already raised quite a bit of money, so I'm really excited about that. It's to help men and women in situations of domestic violence, sexual violence, and horrible situations. And we do the event during October because that's Domestic Abuse Month. And it's incredible the amount of people that have come up to me since we started doing this and saying how important this fundraiser is, because they themselves have needed women helping women. And it's people you would have never guessed. And it's crazy. And it makes it even more important. We have, like I was saying, there's some musicians that are involved that have had to use it, past and present. And it just puts everything kind of in perspective. And so it makes like the fundraiser even more meaningful and important because you feel like you're helping a friend, which makes it just kind of extra special, So we've got a lot of cool giveaways this year, things up for auctions. We're still working on sponsors, and we're still working on trying to get as many raffle baskets as possible. We're trying to break the record. We're trying to just keep doing good. And we just want to keep this going. And we have a lineup of incredible musicians. I'm always in awe of the amazing talent that this city has. And it's this day is a pretty remarkable special day. So it means a lot to me, and it means a lot to a lot of people. So, yeah. You are part of it, Casey. We were just talking about it. Just so you know, you'll be expecting a message if you haven't already gotten it. Well, we're hoping you'll agree to be part of it because that was part of the plan. Yeah, awesome.
All right, we got anything else?
Yeah, there is. Oh, by the way, guys, Chris Reese he's putting together a box, a band merch for anybody like in a band that wants to donate, so we can have that as like a raffle. So if everybody wants to drop off, 2 items of your band merch to go into this into this basket, that would be amazing. It is full of musical talent. Yeah. City is amazing.
Thank you, Megan.
Thanks, Megan.
All right, folks, thanks for watching. We appreciate you being here. Tune in tomorrow, if y'all will. Wednesday with the band at noon. Thursday, Who's Playing Out? Brought to you by our friends at Heather's in beautiful downtown Springboro. What do you got this week?
We have our PB&J today and Singo. Wednesday, we have our karaoke Wednesday, which is the last Wednesday of every month. Thursday, we jam. On Friday, Second Wind. And on Saturday, God, God, I can't remember. Floyd and the Walkmen. Great
There
band.
you go.
And all week it should be a ton of fun.
Good stuff. I'll see you at Mr. Burroughs tonight at 7. Heather's tomorrow on the patio at 7 for Name That Tune. And got a lot of other things going on this weekend, including the Dayton Art Institute Oktoberfest on Friday and Sunday. I'll be there at both of those. So we'll see you then, folks. Thanks for watching. And Chris Reese wants to know who's coming to karaoke tomorrow. So join Chris and sing some karaoke. Are your dogs having fun over there?
Yes, they are.
Are they eyeballing you?
No, they're outside playing.
Oh, all right. Let's go. Thanks, everybody. Have a nice day.
Guys, have a good night.
Don't forget, the views and opinions expressed in this program are those of the speakers and do not necessarily reflect the views or positions of our sponsors or any entities that they may represent.